Hello, beautiful, lightful souls. I am so grateful to those of you who have shown up to my spiritual community. I love giving theta healings, connecting with you, and giving some individual readings and group healings. It's just so much fun. I know the time, Wednesday Central, 7 p.m., it doesn't work for people across the world. This summer, I hope to open up more times and also more availability to work with writers, because I do want to support you on your writing journey about spiritual experiences. I find that a ton of fun, just limited on time. Today, I want to talk about a variety of topics, including ghost and black magic, white magic, narcissistic abuse, like all of my thoughts around these things after my near-death experience. So I don't openly talk about these subjects too much, but I have found myself just talking openly in Messenger and various places when people ask me about these topics. So I thought I might as well share what I've experienced after my near-death experience. So first topic, ghosts. What are they? Why are they here? What are they doing around us? Don't have all the answers, but I will tell you some experiences. In graduate school, there was obviously this one moment where there was interference from the other side. Everyone's electronics were totally powered. Suddenly the batteries went dead. There were just so many things going on in the room. I had a plug-in phone into the wall that was ringing. No one was there. I unplugged it and plugged everything, took the phone apart. It was still ringing. Someone's computer powered on. It was completely powered down. It powered on, Microsoft Word came on, and then letters started happening across the screen. At that point, everyone was freaked out, and I just knew I had to stand up, confront this ghost in spirit and in thought. And I just did it very calmly with this assertiveness that I could show the ghost what I experienced during my near-death experience, show it the light, help it transition to that other side if it wanted to, and it did. So it was this beautiful moment where I just saw it go to the light and move into that space. I believe I opened some portal or just simply showed it with my consciousness what I had experienced. Now, does that happen in every instance? No, because people have addictive personalities, addictive problems that they haven't resolved in their life, codependencies that they haven't resolved in their lives. And sometimes they are participating with these realms, and you can't fix everything in someone. It's kind of like, you know, how dog trainers come to your house. I recently had a dog trainer who most of the time it's you, it's not the dog, that you have to work on your own assertiveness or your own boundaries around what the dog can and can't do. Well, the same thing with ghosts, and believe it or not. And it is always good to stay in this light of protection, to believe that you are cleansed, you are in the light, you send light to this world, and you stay protected. You know, that's a meditation you can do each morning and night. Now, when it comes to entities that you can't remove, that there's really something going on with the space that you live in, definitely bring in professionals, or maybe someone in your household has an attachment to this entity. Then, you know, there's deeper work that has to be done sometimes. So what I've seen is there can be healing in these instances. There can be release, but it might take a few tries. It might take a few practitioners, because, you know, sometimes you have to reach the person. And then where there are deeper issues like drug addictions or alcohol abuse, it gets a little more complicated, or even codependency, because the place where you're vibrating, you are making yourself available to certain energies. And I'll tell you a quick story of living in New Orleans and seeing this. So what I saw was having just an evening with an artist, and she painted the spirits that came through people. And, you know, we were both drinking sparkling water and watching people get drunk and out of control. And she said, look carefully at people's faces and see if you can catch some of the spirits that come through them, or, you know, that maybe leak some of their energy. Well, I observed, and then I began to see the micro expressions and actual expressions simply change in people. And I thought, oh, spirits, opening yourself up to chaos. Like this actually happens. And I saw a pirate move through this man. I saw, various things happen. And maybe sometimes when people get a little wild and crazy and open to various possibilities, it's not always negative. Maybe it drains some of their energy or it opens them up to wilder behavior. I'm not talking about the actual chemical responses that happen when drinking too much. I'm talking about the spiritual realm. Do we open ourselves to spirits in those moments? I would suggest that most people aim for moderation, or always drink in safe locations around people who care about them, or be abstinent with substances that in general, it does open you to chaos. Now, what did that teach me? Seeing that, it just was this moment where I realized, wow, maybe in some instances where crimes of passion occur, that people are in an angry state and they open themselves up to an energy beyond this world that is an angry energy. And so how do you protect yourself, knowing that people can send you focus good energy and focus bad energy? And that's how I kind of drill down white and black magic. It's simply focus. Well, I think that the way to heal this on the planet, say if someone sends you very focused negative energy, instead of being afraid, instead of going, oh my God, I'm cursed, like freaking out about it and giving more power to that instance, the most important thing to do is imagine that, of course, unconditional love, of course, the light can heal this. And it's not enough. I mean, it's kind of an unevolved state to simply send it back to that person, or, it's blocked and sent 20 times back to you. Well, you're just a brat. Evolve a little and go, like, I'm here on this planet to evolve energy. So if someone sends negative energy to me, I see this energy being taken up to that light of creation that I experienced, that unconditional love, washed clean of that, and sent back cleanly to that person so that they can begin to look at themselves. Like all of life is a matter of looking at yourself. What are your behaviors causing? And how can you evolve? And of course, energy that other people hold of us, project onto us, we can ask that that energy be cleansed from creator and returned to us so that we have our sovereignty and our power as well. I love working with people with theta healing and doing this, but I'm trying to drill it down and just give you a quick prayer and a quick visualization to return your own energy, because I don't feel that people should spend their lives fearing what has been done to them or never healing. This is a time of great healing. Healing from narcissistic abuse is a big topic. And I think that this healing can happen quicker and quicker. And I believe narcissistic abuse is black magic in a way, because you take a perfectly healthy, successful, wonderful person full of love and you make them question their goodness, their ethics, their soul journey. You make them feel like they have no self-esteem. And that is a form of black magic. It's taking all the toxicity that someone holds within themselves and projecting it onto someone to such a complicated degree that the person who is walking around in the light, perhaps with some codependency to get so involved in that, begins to question themselves. So how do you get power back from these instances? Same way, you don't wish harm, you wish evolution, you wish for your own sovereignty, your own healing. What I've learned from interviewing people who are experts in this subject matter, like Lisa Romano, I've learned, and I haven't always followed the advice, that you should become invisible, emotionally cold and unresponsive when dealing with narcissists. And I was able to do that in classrooms when I saw narcissistic parents not take responsibility for their own addictions, their own behavior, and act like children and wounded children and project everything onto their kids. I was like, oh, forget it, I'll work with the kids. I knew how to be invisible in those instances and how to not interact with narcissists. But in my personal life, if I've been attacked and taken off guard or had a relationship with a narcissist, there's a part of me that's like, well, I need to expose this. I need to make sure that other people know how twisted this is and how illegal, these certain actions are and how dishonorable this person is. But that's not my place. And that actually puts me in danger because anytime you try to expose a narcissist, they will go to anyone on that dark triad will go to much darker places than you are willing to go. So don't do it. Like be like that chameleon, that lizard that blends into the rocks around it, that gecko that just doesn't even breathe until the predator goes away. Become invisible. And that is part of your power, is becoming invisible in the face of darkness and then turning to what is beautiful, what is light, what is just amazing about being on this planet, and focusing your energy in that way. So I do want to clear up one thing. So I may have called my father a narcissist in Angels in the OR, and after dating a couple of narcissists and seeing plenty of them in the world, he was not a narcissist. He was selfish and neglectful when I was a kid. And when I turned 18 and was applying for scholarships, I applied for a Pell Grant. I was shocked that I didn't get it because his income was more than I thought, and we lived really badly. So I just was direct and I said, dude, I'm not going to have a relationship with you if you don't act more like a father. I can't believe you haven't been more part of my life. And, I've got, a great chance here at college. And he paid for my housing the whole way through. And he also called me every Sunday, and he became a really good friend and a source of unconditional love. And for those of you who are parents and worry that you can't give enough money or security to your kids, unconditional love is the greatest gift you can give any person on this planet, and especially kids, because it fuels them with a power, just as that unconditional love of God fueled me with a new power and a new purpose. That unconditional love from my father was a piece that kept me on the right track, that helped me get through tough situations, that really was this source of great support. So if you see narcissistic parents, or if you are dating someone who you wonder if they're a narcissist, you'll see them project onto their kids, blame their kids, minors even. You'll see them act the same way they act in relationships, stonewalling, running away, blaming other people, projecting onto other people with their actual kids instead of taking freaking responsibility for the things they've done, making wrongs right, learning, growing, being emotionally open and available and able to be different in the future. That takes healing, that takes courage, that takes character, not a fragile ego that collapses in the face of any anger from a teenager. Teenagers are going to be angry, they're going to rebel, and that's something that the adult should be able to handle. And I can say that even though I don't have kids, I can say this as someone who worked in school districts, worked with teenagers, and saw the difference between people who were supported with unconditional love and people who weren't, and people who were abused. And, those who are supported with any amount of unconditional love are fueled to do so much more, to accomplish so much more in this world. So first, turn that unconditional love to yourself. Know that you're worthy of healing, you're worthy of that support. If you want to make changes in your life, just become more and more aware of your choices in each moment. That's the beginning of change, and that's the beginning of healing, is taking accountability for each thing that you choose. And I'm not even going to talk about, whether we need the darkness and the light here for the contrast. We do to a degree, but I'd like to see a greater contrast of so much light and less darkness. And that should be, where we're headed, that we shouldn't go, well, we need this darkness. No, we need a whole lot less of it. So I hope more and more people start choosing the light in their lives toward themselves, that they start sending healing to others, that we really live in this space of greater instant healing, greater healing for the planet, and greater peace. But may you be blessed. And I hope this video answered some questions, or at least promoted a active discussion for those who are interested in this topic. May you be blessed.